crazy. And he was like, yeah, you never know, because one of these girls at another store, she used to just show me her stuff on the phone and be like, yeah, I'll fuck him, I'll fuck them, so on and so forth. And I was like, wow, where did I start working at? Mind you, this was my first day.
Feeling myself, I can feed it. 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 Feeling myself, I can feed it.
Hello guys, Aaliyah here, and welcome back to my channel. So today I got a story time for you guys, and this one is about how my coworker went missing. Now, I did not write any notes for this, so hopefully I remember everything. So this is how it started. We're gonna give small backstory. This happened this year actually. So I was quitting jobs back to back between last year, this year. I was Trish, very much new job, who this, almost every week. But this one job in particular, I've been trying to get since I was like 16, and they would not hire me. But turns out that this job, apparently this used to be the trap stove, and they were selling drugs from out the stove. And I was like, this happened right before I tried to get the job there. So I'm like, wow, that makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah, the store was the trap store. They went under new management. Cool. We got new managers. I go up there one day after I quit my other job, and I'm like, hey, are y'all hiring? He says, yes, we are hiring. So he tells me what to do. I do it. I think I waited like a week before I did, but I called back. And I went up there, and the coworker, we're going to call him, what can I call him? We call him Bubbles. So I met Bubbles, and he's had like such an amazing personality. But when I came in, it was a customer there like greeting him. So I introduced myself to the customer. I introduced myself to him, and the customer asked me like, oh, what do you do? So I'm like, I do a little bit of everything. And he was like, oh, okay, now go on with your bad self, something like that. But after I left, I'm thinking like, these motherfuckers probably think I sell pussy. So I had to clarify that next time I came in there. Because I'm like, I don't do that, you know. I just have many different side hustles. So that's why I say I do a little bit of everything. Let me put my earmuffs on because these make me comfortable. But yeah, I'm like, that's why I say I do a little bit of everything. Not because of anything crazy. And he was like, yeah, you never know, because one of these girls at another store, she used to just show me her stuff on the phone and be like, yeah, I'll fuck him, I'll fuck them, so on and so forth. And I was like, wow, where did I start working at? Mind you, this was my first day. But anywho, me and a coworker got cool. We would like have conversations. He helped train me a little bit. And it was like this one time we had like this really deep conversation, me, him, and my other coworker. He doesn't really have a part in this, but me, him, and my other coworker, we would just be talking or whatever. And this one was about religion. So he was telling me like his belief. He was like a really good singer, like amazing gospel singer. And he was like this really interesting dude. Key point, he was bi. But yeah, really religious, really cool dude. Looked after me, so I made sure he was straight, you know. And I know he had this crush on this one dude that worked at the store across from us. So I'm like, hey. So we always have like an ongoing joke about that. But back to the main story. So mind you, that last time, I believe when we had our deep conversation, that was the last time I seen him. And the next day, he was supposed to come in with me, and nobody was there. So I'm like, hey, y'all, nobody's here to open up the store. I'm here by myself. At this point, I need a key to the store because I can't keep waiting on other people to get here, and I'll be here on time, you know? So we did that. Day goes on. He was supposed to come the next day. Nothing happened. So our manager comes in, and he works with me and replaces him. So he's like, yeah, I've called Bubbles, and I haven't had any news from him. He asked him, was he okay? And all he got was a yep. He was like, that's weird. That's not like him. I went to his house to try to pick him up for work and nothing happened. So I'm like, okay, that is weird. So, oh, wait. I gotta go back. The last time, that was not the last time I seen him. The last time I seen him, he came to pick up his check. It was payday. And he asked my manager, did he want to go to a party with him? It was going to be like a celebrity party. And he said no. And then he went missing. So that was a red flag, because he was like, yeah, I'm finna go with my friends from New York and blase. And he invited my manager. So manager was like, nah, I'm glad I didn't go. Like, after we had it, I was close with all my coworkers. Like, I was the only girl there until like my last 2 weeks. So those was my bitches, like, for real. Those were my bitches. So he was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't go to the party or whatever. Like, I still haven't heard from him. Normally he texts me and let me know that he's okay. So it's like, all right. So another few days pass, and he was supposed to do this gospel show with for these people. Like, he had a gig. He was supposed to go sing on this lady's platform or whatever. So she calls the store and she's like, hey, have you heard from him? And we're like, no, nobody has heard from him in like weeks or whatever. So she was like, oh no, that's like suspicious. Have you tried like talking to the manager about it to ask her if like she heard anything from him? And I'm like, no, we don't know nothing. So we're like having this full like debacle, because at this point I was really concerned. Like, I went whole private investigator. I looked up this man's Instagram, because I know like he was really active on Instagram. Like, he would post every day, and he ain't post nothing in like a week. So I was like, oof, this is really weird. Like, you go out with your friends that live in a different state, and now all of a sudden you gone. That's crazy. So I was like, just call back or whatever, keep in touch. We exchanged numbers or whatever. Cool, that was that. Few more days passed by. The lady, she contacted me. She contacted my store manager. But my store manager tells me, oh, I've heard from Bubbles. Or, no, my manager, the main manager, she said that she heard from him. And allegedly, he caught HIV and he was feeling unwell. So I'm like, ooh. But then, allegedly, because don't nobody sue me, Bubbles. But yeah, I'm like, ooh. Well, I would understand why he's not at work. But then they were like, yeah, he caught that, so on and so forth. But I'm like, well, if he went to the party a few days ago, how would you know you caught it the same day? Unless the person told you. But then if they told you, you could get the disease treated the same day. I think it's within like 72 hours. You can get cured of it. So I was like, that's suspicious. So then the other one, he was worrying a little bit, like, well, I'm gonna go get tested, I'm like, okay. Well, that took a turn of events. Then that was that. I think then the lady called again. She's like, have you still heard from him? So I'm not gonna tell her like, yeah, he got burnt. So that's why he not answering the phone for nobody, because like, that's embarrassing. And you know, Christians be judging, so that was not my place to disclose this man information. So I'm like, no, I think he's just having like a bad time at this moment. But I still haven't heard from him, so on and so forth. I might be telling this out of order, but then we're gonna get to this part. So my main manager, my store manager, I was like, the lady asked to do like a wellness check. So I think she called the police and gave him like the address from our manager. They show up to this man's house. Why they say nobody has lived there with that name in like 3 years? So like, that's weird. That's suspicious. And the police called me. And they're like, yeah, so on, so forth. Are you the person that like gave him address? Like, have you heard from him? Like, no, I haven't heard from him. But like, if you do hear anything, like, let me know, I guess. I didn't want to be in the middle of the police investigation. But it seems like I ended up in the middle of this police investigation for some strange reason. So, yeah, I'm like, I don't want no missing person attached to me. I don't even know how the fuck y'all niggas got my phone number, because why do y'all have my phone number? But then my manager calls me after I get off the phone with them, and he's like, no, I still haven't heard from him, but like, this is really weird. Like, I'm really worried. Da da da. So I'm like, okay. So I went on about my business. But remember the dude I told y'all that he had a crush on that worked at the other store? He was like, well, he didn't know that he had a crush on him. He didn't know that he swung that way. He was straight. So they was like homies. But he wanted to beat the Doonies down. But he didn't hear that from me. But yeah, so that happened. He was like, yeah, I've been checking on Bubbles and I haven't heard from him. I haven't got no responses. Normally he hit me like almost every day. We have our little talks and so on and so forth. I'm like, nah, friend, I haven't heard from him. The other people that be coming to the store, they asking for him. I'm like, nah, we don't know what he is. And they like, damn, that's crazy. And I'm like, it is crazy. It is. But I think like 2 more weeks went by. And what happened? My store manager is like, guess who I heard from today? And I'm like, who? He like, Bubbles. And he said that he lost his phone. He went out with his friends. When it was time for them to go, they left him in the middle of nowhere. And then he had his phone in the car with them. Then after that, the people never returned it. So I think he had got stuck at that location for a few days. But then he ended up getting a new job. The story is real inconsistent, but that's all that happened. This is the story time of how my coworkers went missing. Oh, wait. It's more. So after the police was called, before the police was called, the lady, she found his friend on Facebook or Instagram and asked her how she heard from him. And she was like, no, I haven't heard from him either. And I normally talk to him every day, so I'm concerned as well. And yeah, I got put in the middle of the debacle. They praying over the phone. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is weird and this is ghetto. Because one, I'm not a Christian, so why am I over here praying with y'all? Two, I don't want to go to jail. Even though I didn't do nothing that involved him going to jail or me going to jail, because I did not kidnap this man. But like, a missing adult is like really suspicious, you know? But now this is the end of how my coworker went missing. So yeah, that's it. Bye, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Look at it, but don't judge me.